everyone. So I just want to take a moment and talk to Jodi a little bit and ask her about her experiences thus far with joining us at Shafran Realty Group. Jodi has a really interesting, what I thought, story and something fun to share with anyone out there who's, looking to talk to us, or even the process of finding your home in the real estate sales community. So welcome, Jodi.
Thank you.
Tell everybody a little bit about, how you got to know me and us, sort of in the beginning, and how we started.
Yeah, so last year I started as an administrative assistant here with Shafran Realty Group. And I worked in that position for about 6 months roughly. And the whole time I was in it, I learned so much and realized, you know what, I want to push and get my real estate license and move on to become an agent myself. I left as an admin, got my license in January.
So you took a break. We ended on great terms. You told us what you were looking to do, and you need to take a break, get your license, and decide what to do from there. So you went and you got your license. Then what was your first step as far as getting into the sales side? Even though you had exposure to us, I think you were talking about the fact that you kind of chose a different road at first because you had exposure to us. You thought, what else is there out there, which is totally cool.
Yeah, I felt like maybe I need to put my feelers out there and see what else is out there and what other teams there are. Like, did I want to work with a team? Did I want to work with an independent broker? Kind of where was going to be my best fit. I went out and I interviewed a few different brokers and different teams to try to get, a feel for what was going to work best for me. That led me to sign on with a different company. Realistically, I thought it was going to be comparable to Shafran Realty Group in a sense, but a little different, kind of a different structure.
I think that you had mentioned to us, even when you came back, like you were a little concerned about our accountability or our structure systems. And one of the benefits of being a realtor, of course, and everyone always feels that when they're starting the business, right, is that,
Yeah.
You want that freedom. You want that this is me and I get to do what I want, when I want, how I want, which is totally cool. But it's also difficult in real estate, especially when you're by yourself.
Well, there was a lot of promises that were given, a lot of guarantees, if you will, about what to expect and how they operated and how they worked and what they would provide to you. And then unfortunately, after being there for a few weeks, it really felt that none of those promises were being delivered. It wasn't the same structure that I thought I was getting into. It wasn't the same. And ultimately, it wasn't a good fit. The whole time while I was there, I compared it to Shafran Realty Group because I had that exposure. I had that exposure as an admin, not knowing that other teams don't operate this way. I thought maybe that anywhere I went, it would be similar in a sense, but
Yeah.
It really wasn't.
If you don't have a lot of exposure and you aren't out there working a lot or trying different companies, then sometimes you don't know what you have in front of you or what makes us different. So I love these kinds of stories.
For me, going into it, just not really knowing what to expect, I was under the impression it was going to be a very similar dynamic as it was here. And maybe I had too high of expectations. I don't know. Ultimately, they didn't meet what I was looking for. And I felt in the dark. I said to them that I felt like I was on the outside looking in a lot because.
Oh, okay. I do hear this a lot. I hear that, there are teams and companies that are making promises with both leads, and then they talk about training. And I encourage everybody, like, really check into it because it's hard to find that team that truly invests and does all the right things. And you can look at it a lot of times from the production, but you have to look at it like year after year after year.
Yeah, I missed you guys and I constantly compared everything to here. And so when, I made that final decision that I was going to try to come back to you guys, I was ecstatic that we connected and you guys took me back.
It's always nice, like, to hear those things. And we work so hard to, like, keep that standard up. And I think that it's hard. It's sometimes, like, I can imagine when we do talk to the agents that fit, and when I'm talking to agents and I say, hey, our quality problem is that we have too many leads and we can't get to them. And believe it or not, as much as our team is doing, like, we're leaving leads on the table and we can't get to them. And I'm sure from the outside, after especially hearing what you experienced, when you hear me saying something like that, you're like, okay, how much is that like sales talk, or how much is it, truth? And fortunately at the company, we're in a very, very good spot where we just, we're not high-end recruiters. We want the right fit. We want it to feel good. We want it to look good. We protect the team. We want the right people surrounding the team. You've only been here now a week. So what's the experience been compared to what I said?
Had I not worked here previously as an admin and then gone through what I experienced after getting my license, and then say I had interviewed with you and you guys told me, we have leads and we have all these things for you, I probably would have been a little apprehensive only because of what I had already experienced. But because I already knew where I was coming from with you guys, I know how you operate. I saw those leads come in all the time when I was an admin here. I knew that you weren't just doing a sales tactic with me. But my first week has been great. I've been working through all the training, which is fantastic because the last places I was at said they had that as well. And unfortunately that fell short. Everybody's been really friendly and helpful.
And how's the culture been? Like, we have our Zoom meetings, you're meeting people, like we talk about the communication on our platforms and Slack, and are you feeling support and warmth? Did you feel welcomed and like getting right into the groove and sort of with open arms?
No, absolutely. I have felt welcome. I kick myself for not just either continuing on or coming right back here when I got my license, because I felt that welcomed when I came back. And I love the communication. I love the fact that all the agents are kept in the loop on everything that's going on with every escrow, with every listing, where things are, where you can access it, how you can best, educate yourself and stay up to date on stuff. So the communication piece is superb here. It's
great,
hard to beat.
Great. For those of us who are listening out there, yes, we have a decent sized team. We never hire if we don't feel like we have the capacity to protect the team and still grow. Our top producers are doing business in the area of about $50 million each. They're doing more business than the majority of independent agents that have been out there doing it for 20 years. They're doing more business than many of the teams just themselves. And I think Jodi has the potential, if she wants to do that, to get out there and just be a king crusher in the business. And we've always told everybody, like, being part of the team, it's like, if you get solidified and you get vested into it, you can really extract about as much business as you want to extract out of us, because it is a real strong blessing that we have to be able to have the abundance. Because even the people that have been with us for years and years and years, they're busy doing their own thing. They're not getting all the leads. No one's getting all the leads. It's just insane. I think that those experiences are going to help you feel good about what you're doing. There'll be less, second guessing, because that happens when you're new in any career, any business. You have every right. It's the hardest part with new agents, because they don't know what they do and don't have. But I think at least you being through this, what I commend you is some people take years to make those changes and make those decisions. And you were able to, in a short period of time, say, no, 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 okay. And fortunately, we had exposure, and I'm honored that we were the bar that you set to compare to and come back to. And I know you're going to be wildly successful. So we're excited to have you and see what happens.
Yay. I'm so excited. I mean, really, I'm not just saying this to say it, but really nothing compares to here. And so
thank you.
I'm very grateful that I had the opportunity to be an admin, to be exposed to that. And, because you're right, the bar is set very high, and I feel like I'm on the right track now, and I'm doing everything 10 times more. So, well,
we appreciate you. Thanks for taking the time today. Let's go kick some butt this next week. Finish up that training, and let's go get them.
Okay. Thank you so much.
All right. Thanks, Jodi.